Hello friends, welcome back. This is Ajay and today's topic is we are going to understand peer-to-peer network versus the client-server network. What exactly is the difference? We will understand it. So let's start it. So in a peer-to-peer network, for example, these are around 6 PCs, 6 computers, and these computers are connected with the help of a switch. Okay, now this is a LAN network, a LAN peer-to-peer architecture. Okay, peer-to-peer means of equal match. Peer means of equal match, which means that all these PCs, all these computers are almost all of equal match. You can see that computer 1 has a hard disk of 500 GB, the RAM is 4 GB, and the processor is of i3. And similarly the same configuration you can see for other PCs also. There might be certain PC of less or more configuration, but almost all the PCs are of equal match or are of equal configuration, understand it. So all the PCs are of equal configuration and there is no central server. There is no one server which take control of all these PCs. All the PCs can act as a server as well as they can act as client. So client server nodes, they are all the same for all the PCs. So there is no one powerful computer which takes control of all the other PCs. Okay, so all the PCs can act as a server as well as they can act as a client. For example, the PC that is the COM2 is asking for some file from COM4, so it will be just that particular file will be just accessed from this particular computer. So exchange of data can be easily done. So when it is requesting something, it becomes a server kind, it is acting like a server, and when this is sending the data, it is acting like a client. But at next moment it is possible that COM4 is asking for some data from PC COMP1. So at that time COMP4 will become the server and this will become the client. So this is how a peer-to-peer network works, where every PC is of equal size and every PC can act as a server as well as it can act as a client. So that's peer-to-peer network, very simple to implement. The implementation of such kind of network is very easy and very simple to do it. Okay, there is no complications into it. Next, that comes the client server network. Now over here there are two categories: client server network for an organization. So maybe you have an organization and you have a simple LAN, but even that LAN has an architecture of client server architecture, you can say. So in client server architecture, what happens is, suppose there are around 8 PCs. These 8 PCs are connected to one computer which is a server machine, one powerful computer, you can say. Okay, so all the other PCs are the client PCs. All the other computers are the client computers, and all the client computers are connected to one powerful server machine. What's the use of such a configuration or such a architecture, I mean to say, is that possibly that comp1 doesn't have any hard disk, so everything is stored at the central server. All these PCs don't have the hard disks. They may have a hard disk of some less size, or they may not have. Okay, and the RAM, each PC will have its own RAM, and a processor may be not that powerful processor. But a server machine will have a huge hard disk, and they will have a huge RAM as well, and a processor will be of another level, that is a server processor. I've just uh, given an example over here, that is the Intel Xeon. Okay, so server machine is one powerful computer and it serves to all the client PCs. So whenever we want to access anything, it is a request that is sent to the server machine. The server machine will send back that particular request. I mean, it will process that request and send it to that particular computer. So this is a request and that's the sender. Okay, so this is how the entire architecture works. Everything is stored at the central server. Even the softwares, applications are stored over here in the central server, and other computers, they just get the console of that particular application or software. Everything is controlled from the central server machine. Okay, so this kind of architecture is quite good in a way, because we don't require all the PCs to have a hard disk. So in a way you can say that it is cost effective, but it is also not that easy to implement such an architecture. It is a bit complex because the server machine needs a special server software to control all the other machine. Okay, so the maintenance cost is not that as compared to what we have in peer-to-peer architecture. Okay, so the maintenance cost is a bit higher. Okay, as well as the server software, you have to purchase a server software and a very powerful server. But then both the architectures has its own set of pros and cons, understand it. Okay, so this is how a client server network works for an organization, where all the PCs, they are connected to one powerful machine, that is a server machine. But when you talk about a client server network for internet, whenever you are using an internet, understand that it is also a client server architecture network that you are accessing. How? I will tell you. For example, this is your computer and you're trying to access a website, any website, for example Facebook. Though I'm just taking this as an example because Facebook is such a big organization, it has its own servers. Okay, and there are millions of servers they might have. Okay, but I'm just taking this as an example. So maybe you are trying to access a website, Facebook, and that particular data of that particular website is into this particular server, right? So you will be actually sending a request. So you open a browser and you type www.facebook.com, or you're just simply using the app. Still, it is a request you will be sending to the server machine, and the request goes to the server machine. Now this server machine can be anywhere, in any remote place. If you talk about India, maybe you're sitting in Varanasi or you're sitting in Mumbai, and the server machine is in Delhi or is in Bangalore or outside India as well. The server machine can be anywhere. You're trying to access any website, so it's a request that is sent to the server machine. Okay, then your request, that is, it reaches to the server machine with the help of the browser, right? The browser, like whenever you type anything internally, it's an IP number, so that is a request that goes to the server machine. The server machine, for example, you try to access some website, and then that particular server machine will send the data of that particular website to your computer, and then you will see slowly, the website coming in front of you. The first, the text data comes, and then the audio video data gets loaded into your computer, isn't it? It comes to your onto your web page. So this is how the entire process works for a client server network works for an internet. So anytime you try to access anything onto a website, okay, you're trying to access any kind of website, it is a request that goes to the client, to the server machine, and the server machine will send the data to your computer. Okay, so this is the client server network for internet. Okay, and over here, maybe all the PCs, all the client machines may be of different configuration. You are using a powerful machine, whereas some other person is using a very low configuration machine, just like a dual core processor. So that depends. Everybody will have their own machines and of different configuration. So it will not matter as far as in client server network for internet is concerned. Okay, so every client machine will be of different configuration, but they are trying to access the same server machine. It is possible, because it is possible that computer 1 is trying to access Facebook. Similarly, even comp 4 is trying to access Facebook. So all this request comes to the same machine, and then that machine sends the data to that particular computer, isn't it? So this is how the entire thing work, and this is the basic difference between a peer-to-peer network and a client server network. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed the video, give a like to this particular video and do subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot.